Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ramya. I'm your radiology educator on Medicos community. Make your next preparation simpler and easier with Medicos community. The plan includes easier to understand live interactive video lectures, test series, Q bank with
First,
6.
first, first.
Yes.
Like this is a script which you have used for promo video.
Yeah, yes, I have changed a bit and
No, 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 no. This is entirely not allowed because this is a promo video script, Ramya. How can you
okay.
use this here? So the
Okay.
thing is, you need to change it entirely. Like something. And one more thing, when you begin, you give a pause where you're continuously reading the things.
Okay.
Like as it needs to be something like interactive session, you should be something like. First of all, you should ask your audience that whether you are clearly audible and visible to them
Yeah.
so that and you should ask them so that if the things are clear give me a thumbs up something like that you should ask them to give the thumbs up in the chat box something like that then you are supposed to take up like before students I proceed ahead with the first question I wanted to introduce something or I wanted to bring something in front of you that medical community is so and so something like that you should introduce so that if you go through the live session of Dr. Shruti, Dr. Saujanya or Dr. This one Priyanka you will come to know what it is. This is something what you have copy pasted from the this one what you
Yes.
call
Yeah, yes,
promo
sir.
video product. Product promo video is entirely different. Then if we use each and same for each and everything, then we have to worry this much.
Yeah.
No, no, this is entirely not allowed. You cut off
Okay.
something you are giving in this one what you call uh,
About the subject, yes, I have included that also, but first I have put this, sir. So, shall I continue with the.
wait for a minute. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ramya. I am your radiology educator on medical community. Good. That is needs to be said. Yeah, okay. And I am audible. Am I audible and visible to all of
I
you?
don't want to miss something, so I just
Yeah.
put it in the notes there.
I am audible and visible to all of you. So that if so, give me a thumbs up, something like that you should say. Give me a
Okay.
thumbs up in your chat box, something like that you should say. So then it's as I am saying, it should be something like interactive session. You should make your audience to get attracted towards your session. So you should say them like before I proceed ahead with the first question, I wanted to introduce first of all Medicos community in front of you like something like that. It is an e-learning platform, and if you visit our website, you could get so and so offer. Something it has been said to Dr. Saujanya and Dr. Shruti in detail, and they have said it very properly. I feel. So if you
Okay.
look at the
I
live
will.
session, yeah,
Yes, I will
live
check it
section
out.
which is there in the Medicos community, you will come to know actually, or else I need to send you in the detail. But better you go through them
Okay, sir.
so that you'll get to know what I am exactly saying because I have explained it for a number of times. Like you should say
Yeah.
something like, "I am Doctor this one what is it Ramya and I am your this one radiology educator." So that students, am I audible and visible? First of all, give me a thumbs up if I am audible and visible to all of you, so that someone will give you the thumbs up. So then you are going to proceed ahead with the Medicos community. What is Medicos community and how what are the different courses it is being introduced by medicos community and you should say something related to early bird offer and to whom we are targeting like it is targeted for national exit test not for NEET PG 2023 so
Okay.
that you need to give introduction so that the courses like you should say we are giving the very much importance for the 60% clinical importance and 30% is for the application level and 10% is for something what we give the importance for the fact based question or one liners what we call so that the courses which are planned by medicos community it is entirely oriented to the national exit test pattern exam this one exam so that they hopingly if you register you could make the best use of this opportunity something you should introduce the medicals community in such a fashion and next you should proceed ahead with the first question like once I wanted you to go through that particular live
Yes.
session and make it clear okay
Okay, sir.
and by tomorrow when we meet with prior to 45 to 50 minutes I need that to be prepared and you need to present it in front of me before we proceed ahead okay
Okay, sir.
yeah yeah Sagar proceed ahead. Sagar can you proceed. Very
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, please proceed.
Yeah. So give her a stream key and check for the connections.
Yes, sir, she is live already.
Oh, no one is watching, right?
No, no.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a private video, na?
And then also, if someone sees that the backend tasks are there, na, it
No,
will
no,
be,
no. Actually,
yeah,
actually, it's a
will be better.
private part.
Yeah,
No, no, actually,
yeah,
it's a private part.
yeah. Yeah, Ramya, proceed ahead. Let us see what it is.
No, no, actually, it's a private part.
So, hello, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. You can continue.
Okay. So today I'll be discussing 25 most important clinical questions in radiology, which will be in the national exit test pattern, and which are 60% of clinical questions, and 30% will be the other questions, and 10% are one-liners or fact based. So the first, all of the questions are based mostly on clinical aspects of our day-to-day lives, but the most important thing to conquer the MCQs is to eliminate the options and
All
have a
of the
better.
are based mostly on clinical aspects
I'm
of
able
our
to hear my
daily
own
life.
voice.
But the most important thing to conquer the MCQs is to eliminate the option.
Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sure.
No, no. The issue is that I have on my, I have switched on my mic actually. That may be creating some issues. Proceed ahead.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. You can continue.
And one thing, Rami, you have missed to say that this particular sessions has been classified into two
Yeah,
parts.
yeah. I have made a note of it. I will present all of it tomorrow for you just before the session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. These things need to be cleared. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Proceed. Now proceed.
So, this part of the screen is not visible on the live stream, right? I just didn't want to miss any things, so I put
In the sense, the thing which you have noted.
yes.
Sagar, is it so?
I'm sure I've made some research. It is not visible
What, sir?
for the live
She is
stream.
asking that the notes she has made. Na, is it is that part is live in the live stream also? Or
What? I personally like it.
huh? What?
What, sir?
She has made some notes now. You can see here over the
Whatever
notepad.
is there in the OBS software, the screen two, whatever is the scene two, only this is visible on the live stream, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
In the sense, she has made some notes in her notepad. Will that be visible in the live stream? That is
So,
what
ma'am,
she.
please. Yeah, yeah. Please open the PPT.
Yes.
So, ma'am, where you have written?
Yeah. It's on another tab. You will be
No,
able
no,
to.
ma'am. No, no, ma'am.
No, you will
It's
not.
not visible.
Yes. Yes. I just wanted to
You
clear
Yeah,
can
it.
proceed. You can proceed.
yeah.
But Ramya, the thing is, which I wanted to intimate in particular, now when you take off with the introductory part, you should not. It should not be something like you are reading that.
Yes.
It
Yes.
should be
I'm
like,
not yet prepared. Yes.
yeah,
I'll
it
give
should
more
be.
time tomorrow. Yeah, and do that.
It should be something like what I am talking to you right now.
Yes.
Like it should be like interactive, so that it will be a better manner to convey to our target audience.
Yes, sir.
If you something like if you are reading in front of them, definitely they will not be get impressed by the platform. Yeah, you know that those
Yeah.
basic aspects I am talking, but it is very important. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you proceed.
Want me to tell everything, or is the connection?
See, introductory part, it is not yet ready. You wanted
Yes.
to work on that particular area. I can
Yeah.
understand it. You should present 45 minutes to 50 minutes in prior tomorrow.
Okay.
You know that, so that we'll be checking through those areas before 45 to 50 minutes, and we'll be proceeding ahead. So that now our aim is to check with the what you call lag option. We are finalizing it. So that
Okay.
you proceed ahead from the first question. Leave all these things. Proceed ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all the questions are unique and have a learning point. Even the options are important, so that we'll be discussing more than one topic for each question. So, the first easiest question. On Friday, 8th November 1895, W.C. Ronjan was reproducing earlier work using low output Leonard tubes, where fluorescence was visible on the screen, coated with barium platinocyanide. What were those rays? So I'm waiting for the answers. So let us discuss a bit more about um X-rays. So X-rays are produced from the cathode, which is made up of tungsten filament, and electrons. So can you give me 5 minutes? 1 second.
Yeah, what is the issue?
Three.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. I'll make sure it's not an issue tomorrow.
Sure, sure, not an issue.
Start from another question.
What happened to this question actually?
No, I am still. I I'm sorry I messed up with the introduction, but I'm still stuck there. I should have put effort there. I didn't have the time, so I didn't see the other previous videos and all. So I'm still in that thing.
Okay, so proceed ahead with the second question, not with the 14th.
Fine. What is the sign in the image and the condition? Option A, Spinnaker sail sign, thymus in pneumomediastinum, bulging fissure sign, Klebsiella pneumonia, Lufstichial sign, left upper lobe collapse, split pleurocyl empyema. So the most important thing in radiology and image-based questions for clinical aspects is to see the anatomy first. So this is the heart, and this is the sternum. These are the ribs, and this is the lungs on both sides. So before knowing all of this, the most important thing is to identify the HU in the axial CT sections of the chest. So the HU around here is minus 1000. That means it is corresponding to air. That is how I have identified it as lungs. And this is esophagus, and this is descending thoracic aorta, and this is the thoracic vertebral body. This is the spinous process and pedicle and vertebral body, and this is the rib. So here we are able to see there is a small collection which is lined by two walls. That is, this is the visceral pleura and this is the parietal pleura, and there is a fluid attenuation, that is almost of the water HU, that is HU of the water is 0. That is there in between the two layers of the lung. So this is split pleura sign, emphysema. Coming to the other options, this is a frontal chest X-ray of a pediatric age group, and we are able to see a hyperdense radio opacity. This is the thymic sail sign, and this is the frontal chest X-ray of an adult, where we are able to see there is a radiodense radiopaque structure in the right upper zone or the right upper lung. and there is a the fissure which is seen bulging. This is the bulging fissure sign which is classical for Klebsiella. This is an overexposed film. We should not confuse it with some pathology. And here we are able to see the arch of aorta, and this is the left heart border, this is the right heart border, and the vertebral body is seen through it. The trachea is central, and there is wheel-like opacity in the left upper zone. So this is the normal lung. This is the left lower lobe which is normal, and the collapsed left upper lobe is just covering along the arch of aorta, leaving a thin radiolucent area just around the arch of aorta. So this is classical for luftical sign, left upper lobe collapse. Next, coming to the third question, lead pipe colon is seen in which condition? So first let's identify the anatomy as we have discussed. This is the liver border, and these are the ribs, and this is the spinous process, and this is the vertebral body, and this is the sacrum iliac bone. This is the sacrum, and this is the iliac bone, and this is the hip joint here. So the pathology here is lying in the bowel, where we are not able to see the normal horstrations. These are the normal horstrations. It will be seen like this, but there is loss of horstrations, and it is seen as a plain structure, that is like a lead pipe. This is classical for which condition? Is it for ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, tuberculosis, or inflammatory bowel disease? This is classical for ulcerative colitis. Let us also see the other features of ulcerative colitis. The site of origin is rectum for ulcerative colitis, and it is terminal ileum for Crohn's disease. The symptoms include bloody diarrhea for ulcerative colitis and crampy abdominal pain for Crohn's. The thickness of inflammation is the most important one, which we will be able to see in CT in a better way. That is, the submucosa or mucosa is involved. That is, the superficial parts in a transverse axial section. This is the mucosa and submucosa. This is the only part which is involved in ulcerative colitis, whereas in Crohn's, the entire mucosa, submucosa, muscularis propria, and adventitia, all the layers will be involved. This is the lumen. So all the layers of the wall will be involved in Crohn's disease. The complications for ulcerative colitis is hemorrhage and toxic megacolon. We call it as toxic megacolon when it is more than 6 centimeters. And the complication for Crohn's is fistula, abscess, and obstruction, and as well as crypts. The distribution is important. There is continuous distribution. That means the entire length of the colon which is involved is continuously involved from the rectum, whereas in Crohn's disease there is discontinuous. That means the transmural inflammation of the wall is in one space and there are skip lesions in between. This is classical for Crohn's disease. The drugs used for treatment for ulcerative colitis are 5-amino-salicylic acid, sulfasalazine, and others. For Crohn's disease, it is more of steroids, hydrocortisone, budesonide, prednisone. And the other options, coming to the other options, tuberculosis mainly involves the ileocecal valve, and there will be thickening of the ileocecal valve and the cecum adjacent to it, which is better seen in CT. For inflammatory bowel disease, there is clinical history of alternate constipation and diarrhea, and bowel thickening can be seen in some conditions, and it depends on when the patient is presenting to you. Coming to the next question, identify the condition. So first thing, this is a pediatric age group X-ray. This is the X-ray of the hand and the wrist joint. We are able to see only two carpal bones here. That means the patient is of the age below 7 years. This is this is the radius border, and this is the ulna. The metaphysis of radius and ulna is cupped, and there is fraying, which we are able to see. And this is classical for scurvy or rickets, lead poisoning, and fluorosis. Among the options, there is the answer. So we have to just know the classical signs for every particular disease. So the answer is rickets. Next, coming to the other options for scurvy, the most important thing is subperiosteal hemorrhage due to deficiency of vitamin C. There will be easy bruising and there will be bleeding in. There will be hemorrhage which is collected just below the periosteum. So this is how subperiosteal hemorrhage is seen on an X-ray, and this is the scoputic zone, dense area of provisional calcification, and there is ring epiphysis. This is the Pulkian spur which is seen at the metaphysis region. In this X-ray, we are able to see there is dense radio opaque bands in the metaphysis region. This is characteristic for lead poisoning as well as healing rickets. Next, coming to the other option which we had, this is a characteristic X-ray for fluorosis. There is interosseous membrane calcification, which we are able to see here. This is the intermembranous calcification, which is classical for fluorosis. What is the sign and condition? This is Mount Fuji sign, which is seen in tension pneumothorax. This is sir. I need to make a few changes in the PPT. I'll
What you need to?
resend. Yeah, I have.
What
There
happened
are a
actually?
few. There are a few mistakes. Like instead of pneumocephalus, this came as pneumothorax. So I need to make these changes, and I'll send to you by in half an hour after the session is done.
You recheck to all
Yeah, yeah.
those
I'll recheck
PPTs.
everything. Yes.
Sagar, you will get one more PPT. I feel. Sagar, are you there? Sagar, am I audible? Okay, not an issue. Doctor, you come back to your rickets question once again. Yeah. Go with the explanation part. What all the things you have covered in this explanation part of rickets? What are the radiological features that has been covered? I mean,
Splaying, fraying, and cupping, sir.
spraying and cupping. How about loss of provisional zone of calcification?
It's not very clear here, and it also comes for scurvy also. So I didn't want to confuse because most
But
of the
it is a
questions.
earliest, but the doctor it is a earliest radiological findings in the rickets.
Yes, yes, sir.
Loss of provisional zone of calcification is the earliest radiological finding in the rickets.
Yes.
Delayed appearance of the and
Delayed
median
appearance in yes, sir.
no delayed appearance of the epiphysis which you will see in the rickets actually. Next, you are supposed to say something regards what is widening of the growth plate.
Yes.
Have it been
Depending
covered?
on the age group, and because that is when they start
What
crawling.
is the normal width of growth?
Well, width of?
Growth.
I don't know, sir.
It is 2 to 4 mm.
Okay. Per
So where you
year.
While you explain something related to widening of the growth plate, the normal width of widening is usually 2 to 4 mm,
Okay.
but it is increased in cases of rickets. Do you know
Okay.
the reason?
Because that is when they put weight on their hands.
No, it is because of excessive accumulation of uncalcified osteroid at the growth plate.
Which is abnormal accumulation of growth. Okay.
Yeah, that is the reason for the widening of this particular growth plate. Then you have explained something related to cupping of metaphysis and fraying. Am I correct?
Yes.
Can I know something related to what you have explained in cupping and fraying? Can you repeat for me? If it is any error, if it is there, I could correct that. That is the reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So, leave. This one.
Cupping is due to the
Leave something we are discussing here. That's it. The
yeah.
mistake is very much common with anyone. I am not doing the Viva session here. Don't
So
bother about those things. Here, just we are discussing, and it is something related. If any mistake happens, I may also do the mistake. You may also do the mistake. Leave that. And even any experts, they will do the mistakes. That is not an issue here. You freely discuss with me. What is the thing you have discussed it regards to cupping of metaphysis?
I just have a blank head right now, sir, and nothing is coming
No,
into my brain.
you say something related to identify the condition. You said, no, you proceed
Yeah.
ahead from here only. I will come to know what it is. You proceed normally.
Identify the condition: scurvy, rickets, lead poisoning, and fluorosis. So, this is a pediatric age group hand and wrist x ray, which is showing widening of radius metaphysis in the form of a cup and splaying at the ends of the metaphysis. And there is radiolucency along the distal end of the radius, which is showing fraying. This is due to abnormal mineralization at the growth plate, which is actually the osteocytes will be formed like this, and then they will be filled up. Okay, but because it is abnormal, only some of the osteophytes are filled in that line, and that is why we're getting this fraying type of appearance in rickets, as far as I remember.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Because there is
But
no.
yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Why do you worry? No need to worry about those. Like something is what I feel is normally this metaphysis meets to epiphysis as a smooth line of sclerosis, I feel. But in rickets, this line is particularly absent,
Absent. Yes, this is that.
and the metaphysis end appears irregular, and the cartilage accumulating in the growth plate creates a depression in the metaphysis, causing that particular cupping. What you call?
Yes.
Am I correct? Yeah. So what about fraying?
So, see the osteophytes will be deposited along the line
Hmm.
from the growth plate, and if they are normal, uh, then they will be formed within very close to each other, and then that is how the ossification takes place. But because the whatever osteophytes are sorry osteoplastic cells whichever are forming the bone matrix in the metaphysis, because it is abnormal because of deficiency of vitamin D, it is not a proper bone matrix. That is why they are arranged in lines which are away from each other. They're not close to each other,
Very
and they're not forming a dense area.
short and sweet.
That is why we are having this fraying.
Short and sweet, I can call it as indistinct margins of the metaphysis.
Yes, indistinct margins of the metaphysis. Yes, sir.
Short and sweet. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how about bowing of the diaphysis? Bowing.
Yeah, bowing of the diaphysis is due to the abnormal. force which is given by the child at while crawling, or whenever the weight there is weight bearing because of
Hmm.
the defect bone matrix, there will be diaphysis bowing.
Okay, okay, okay. You leave those things. So what you need to explain is something related to widening of the growth plate, cupping of the metaphysis. You should explain something related to fraying,
Yes.
and something related to bowing of the diaphysis, and loss of provisional zone of calcifications. And as a shortened sheet, you need to say that bowing of this one, what you call, that is what I said is diaphysis with thinning of cortices. Thinning of the cortices will be there in this record, sir,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir, it will be there.
Yeah. So in healing rickets, what you can see,
There will be
you could
metaphyseal
see shortened.
bands,
Let us
white
be shortened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is correct. In healing
met
rickets, you could see that zone of calcification. It will become denser.
dense, and there will be
Yeah,
lines, white. It will be seen as white lines in the metaphysis.
yeah. That is in the sense that as the calcification become denser, that should be in the similar manner itself.
But it is also a differential for leukemia as well as uh, mild lead poisoning. Healing
Achha.
rickets, leukemia, all of them look almost like the same. Depending on the history, we need to differentiate.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. But here, as a part of well, we explain radiological features related to rickets, na doctor.
Mm.
For the upcoming exams or for the knowledge, we need to say that particular first when we come to rickets, you should say something related to that what I call provisional zone of
Zone of
calcification.
calcification. Yes,
You
sir.
should say
I
that
will.
as an earliest radiological finding. Sometimes they may check with that area whether they know that that is earliest radiological features or not. And this one, widening of the growth plate, cupping, fraying, everyone they will be knowing that. They are very
Yes.
much smart.
Yes. Yes.
So that these areas, the thing you know that very well, but I made it a short and sweet. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can proceed ahead. What is that next question? Fifth question. It is something related to that one. That one. Not an.
Pneumocephalus.
Okay. So Sagar, are you there? Where he went? He was texting me right now.
Sir, I have another doubt. Like, after reading of the option, should I wait for
Hmm.
an answer from the students?
See, now let me say something related to what is the sign and condition. What is this sign and condition? Okay, Mount Fuji sign, that is tension pneumothorax figure of right, like in the sense when you ABCD you will read now figure of height, molar tooth sign, salt and pepper, all this sign you read. Read
Yes.
in the sense it is not something like you are reading. It is something like option A, Mount Fuji
Mm.
sign, tension pneumothorax, and option B, figure of height, leukoencephaly, and option C, that is molar tooth sign, and option D, something related to salt and pepper sign. Yeah, in the sense when you give the gaps and when you read and you interact with the students, that can I get any response, and you give a small pause.
Yes, sir.
As you don't expect huge audience tomorrow, you give a small pause. And if the response is not coming from the end or something like that, then you proceed ahead. Like
Yes.
when we expect for a huge number of audience, you should write.
Yes.
We don't expect a huge audience. Like as it is a first sessions, we are supposed to proceed like something like in a crawling manner itself. So what you do is you expect for give certain pause, not something like directly go with after reading the question and option. Don't directly proceed with the option A.
Okay, sir.
So here option A is correct and Mount Fuji sign is proper option here, and you don't say attention pneumothorax it is a properly matched or something like that. You don't say.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
give a small pause of 5 seconds, 6 seconds, something like that, and proceed. When the audience number is big, you need to check for the chat box option.
Yes, sir.
Sagar, are you there right now?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm there.
Very well, Sagar. I was waiting for you actually. Yeah,
No, no, I'm there only. Actually, we need someone here.
you are listening to the conversation which we had.
Yeah, yes. I,
Okay.
I, set it up on the meeting. I,
I can't hear you anything, Sagar. There is a disturbance in your voice actually. Kindly check once again.
okay.
Yeah. And doctor, one more thing I wanted to stress in this point of view is, if anything, if it goes wrong, in the sense either it may be related to radiology or it may be related to the technical aspect, don't get nervous in the front end at any cost.
Yes, sir.
Like sometime what happens now, this pen may give trouble in the front end.
Okay.
and we will be having the connection in the WhatsApp, and we will be calling you. If we call you, it is not like you should talk in front of the particular. I have told you yesterday also,
Yes, yes, sir.
you should not talk to us. Like you disconnect the call and you connect us via WhatsApp. If any huge trouble, if it occurs related to, if you feel any trouble with this one, what you call scrolling that particular slide from one slide to another slide, or if it is a major trouble, then the particular session will be cancelled or we will retake the session. Okay, unless and until it is a smaller errors which you can rectify yourself and you can proceed ahead, don't get to those troubles, and it will be, we will be in trouble and you will also be in trouble.
Yes, yes.
Like for those small errors, like when the pen is not working, and if you miss something in the radiology in the immediate time, you rectify there itself. Like
Okay.
if the pen is not working, you better stop using the pen.
Okay.
If something you have rectified the error, like something, if you say, what I can say, come to rickets only. If you forget to say something related to earliest radiological finding, or if you say something wrong related to widening of the growth plate, then you say something, you rectify there itself, and this one, what you call, sorry students, I said something wrong related to this, hoping you haven't notified. You would have notified me, na? Something you take that in a smarter manner. Then you say that what is the correct, where you have missed, and you don't get nervous at any cost in the front end if it is wrong. Hoping you don't have the fear of those front end aspects in the stage fear till time. If it happens, you rectify and you correct it. Getting my point now, Ramya?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where is our Sagar? Sagar, is it audible right now? Sagar, unmute that particular thing. Then zone of calcification at a growing metaphysis. It is Frankel's line, right? Right, doctor? It is seen in scurvy. Yeah, I thought I have missed it. Yeah, it is scurvy. Okay, okay. Yeah, correct, correct. And Falcon Spurs, okay, you have said.
Metaphysis.
Yeah, yeah, it's proper. Sagar, am I audible?
Sir, your voice is breaking, or I network issue.
Actually, I am having a smoother
Then what do
conversation
you
with
feel?
Ramya. No, actually, I am having a smoother conversation. Ramya, am I clearly audible to
Yes,
you?
sir. Yes, sir. I'm able to hear
Yeah,
you.
she is able to hear Sagar. The issue is I am not getting proper this one. What you call? I can say there is a disturbance with your voice.
Sir, now also.
Yeah, now it is not there, not there, not there. So, Sagar, is there any lag in the front end?
No, no, there is, I feel one or two lags
Okay,
by this time. Hello.
okay. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
proceed, please.
and I can say these are the tiny.
Okay, which are manageable, which are manageable, right?
Yeah, which one?
Okay, and do you have any technical this one guidelines to say here? Is it so something?
No, ma'am, please come back once to off software. I need to check because I have seen that there are some changes in the settings.
Yes.
Okay, so ma'am, have you changed anything? I can't see the sources tab here.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Ma'am, actually, I can't see the sources tab now.
Yeah, I'm not able to uh, find
One.
it. Where is it?
Yeah, that is what I am saying. Like, there are some changes.
I didn't do anything, but just
Okay, no issues, ma'am. You do one thing. You leave this software. Yeah, you close this one.
close. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.